You've been carrying yourself like someone who's already lost. You smile when people are looking. You keep going because you have to. But deep inside, something feels heavy. Maybe life has worn you down little by little. The disappointments, the unanswered prayers, the pressure to stay strong, the feeling that everyone else seems more confident, more important, more secure than you. And after a while, you stop seeing yourself the way God sees you. You begin walking through life with your head down, second-guessing yourself, comparing yourself to others, feeling small in places where you once felt hopeful. You still believe in God, but sometimes you quietly wonder if you really matter. Not because you want to doubt Him, you're just tired. Tired of feeling overlooked, tired of carrying silent battles nobody notices, tired of trying to stay faithful while feeling emotionally drained inside. And discouragement is dangerous because it whispers, "You're not enough. You'll never change. You're falling behind. Why would God use someone like you?" Those thoughts slowly settle into the heart, and if you're not careful, you start believing them. That's why this message matters tonight. Because maybe the real problem isn't that you've lost your purpose. Maybe you've just forgotten who you are. Job 10:12 says, "You gave me life and showed me kindness." God gave you life intentionally, not accidentally, not carelessly. Before you ever accomplished anything, God already loved you. But many of us start measuring our worth by success, approval, or how smoothly life is going. And when those things fall apart, we begin feeling worthless too. But your identity was never meant to be built on temporary things. People can reject you and still be wrong about you. Circumstances can become painful without changing your value. You can feel weak and still be deeply loved by God. There's a story about exhausted workers walking home after a long day. Most of them walked with slumped shoulders and tired eyes fixed on the ground. But one young man walked differently. His posture was steady. His head was lifted. There was quiet confidence in the way he carried himself. Someone asked why. And the answer was simple. He knows he is a son of a king, and he hasn't forgotten it. That image says so much about how many people live today. Life can make you feel smaller than you really are. Failure does that. Criticism does that. Loneliness does that. Waiting does that. After enough disappointment, even strong people begin shrinking emotionally. You stop speaking with confidence. You stop dreaming boldly. You stop believing God can still use your life. Not because God changed, but because discouragement changed the way you see yourself. Maybe that's where you are right now. You still wake up, still work, still carry responsibilities. But inside, you feel disconnected from the person you used to be. The confidence you once had feels buried underneath fear, stress, and exhaustion. But tonight, God is reminding you of something important. You are still His. Not after you become stronger. Not after you fix everything. Right now, in this discouraged season, in this emotionally tired moment, you still belong to Him. And that changes everything. Because when you remember who you are in God, you stop letting every hardship define you. The struggle may still exist. The pressure may still be real. But your identity becomes stronger than your circumstances. You begin walking differently, not arrogantly, not pretending life is easy, but with quiet strength. You stop seeing yourself as abandoned. You stop believing your worst thoughts about yourself. And slowly, something inside you begins to rise again. Not because life suddenly became perfect, but because you remembered You are not walking through life alone. God walks with you. Even in the silent battles, even in the ordinary days, even in the moments nobody else understands. Sometimes the holiest thing you can do is simply lift your head again, to take one more step, to believe again, to stop speaking to yourself like someone forgotten by God, because you are not forgotten. The God who gave you life still sees you fully. Every quiet tear, every anxious thought, every moment you felt like giving up, He sees it all, and He has not walked away from you. Maybe tomorrow life will still look the same on the outside. The same responsibilities, the same waiting, the same unfinished problems. But something inside you can still change. You can walk differently. Not because everything around you changed overnight, but because you finally remembered who walks beside you. You are a child of God, and you do not walk alone.
Before you pray, pause for a moment. Take a slow breath. Let your shoulders relax a little. You don't have to carry everything perfectly right now. Just sit here for a second. Maybe this message reached you on a day when your heart feels unusually heavy. Maybe you've been trying to stay strong for everyone else while quietly falling apart inside. You wake up tired. You think too much at night. You replay conversations in your mind. You question yourself more than you admit. And even though you keep moving forward, something inside you still feels discouraged. You've been hard on yourself lately, harder than anyone else has been. You notice your mistakes immediately. You compare yourself constantly. You wonder why confidence feels so natural for other people, while you keep feeling small. And maybe you've gotten so used to surviving that you forgot what peace feels like. You keep showing up, keep working, keep trying. But inside, there's this quiet ache. A feeling that maybe you're not enough. Maybe you're behind. Maybe you've disappointed God somehow. Even if you never say those words out loud, they still sit quietly in your heart. And sometimes discouragement becomes so familiar that you stop noticing how deeply it affects the way you see yourself. You stop lifting your head. You stop expecting good things. You stop seeing yourself as someone deeply loved by God. But right now, in this quiet moment, I want you to remember something. God has not changed His mind about you. Not because you've been strong lately. Not because you've done everything right. Simply because you are His. Even tired hearts still belong to God. Even discouraged people are still deeply loved. You are not failing just because you're struggling. You are not forgotten just because life feels heavy. Sometimes life presses on people for so long that they begin shrinking inside without realizing it. You become quieter, more doubtful, more guarded. You stop walking with confidence because disappointment taught you to expect less. But God still sees the person underneath, all the fear and weariness. The real you, the version of you that still matters, still has purpose, still carries value even in difficult seasons. Take another slow breath. You don't have to figure everything out tonight. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to pretend you're stronger than you are. God already sees the hidden exhaustion. He sees the quiet tears nobody else notices. The moments you smile while secretly feeling discouraged. The prayers you stopped finishing because you were too emotionally drained to find the words. He sees all of it. And He has stayed beside you through every moment. Even the nights where your thoughts became too loud.
Even the mornings where getting out of bed already felt emotionally exhausting. He stayed. Maybe tonight is one of those moments where your heart finally slows down enough to remember. You are still loved, still chosen, still seen. You are not unseen. Your quiet faith still matters. God has not overlooked you. Read those words slowly in your heart, not rushed, not forced. Just let them sit there for a moment. Because there's a difference between hearing truth and finally allowing yourself to believe it. And maybe part of your healing begins there. Not in becoming perfect overnight, but in remembering who walks beside you. God is still walking with you through this season. Through the confusion, through the waiting, through the discouragement. You may feel weak right now, but you are not walking alone. So let your heart slow down. Let the pressure quiet for a moment. You don't have to carry shame into this next moment. You can come to God exactly as you are. Not perfect, not emotionally put together, just honest, and maybe quietly, gently. You're ready to speak to Him.
Let us pray. Lord, I'm here. And honestly, I don't even know how to explain everything I've been feeling lately. Some days, I feel strong enough to keep going. Other days, even small things feel heavy. There are moments when I smile around people, but deep inside, I feel tired in ways I can't fully describe. And tonight, God, I just want to be honest with you. I've been carrying so much in my heart. The pressure, the fear, the overthinking, the discouragement I keep trying to hide. Sometimes I act like I'm okay because I don't want to burden anyone else. But you already see everything I've been holding inside. You see the thoughts I never say out loud, the moments where I compare myself to other people and feel like I'm falling behind, the quiet insecurity, the way I question my worth more than I should. And Lord, sometimes I forget who I am, not completely, but enough to start walking through life with fear instead of confidence, enough to start believing the lies that say I'm not enough, not important, not useful. Some days it's harder than I admit. Sometimes I feel emotionally exhausted before the day even begins. Sometimes I keep showing up while feeling completely drained inside. And I know I should trust you more. But there are moments where discouragement feels louder than hope. Still, you stayed beside me. Even in the moments where I felt distant from you, even when my prayers became short and tired, even when I felt weak emotionally, you never walked away. And tonight, Lord, I just want to thank you for that. Thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for not expecting perfection from me before loving me. Thank you for staying close even when my thoughts become heavy. God, I don't want to keep carrying this weight alone anymore. I don't want fear and insecurity to decide how I see myself. I don't want discouragement to keep stealing my confidence little by little. So tonight, I give this to you. The pressure I've been carrying, the sadness I keep hiding, the exhaustion I can't explain, I give it to you. Please remind my heart of what is true. Remind me that my value does not disappear when life gets difficult. Remind me that I still belong to you, even in weak moments. Help me stop speaking to myself like someone forgotten by God. Because I am not forgotten. You still see me. You still care. You still walk beside me. Lord, help me walk differently. Not pretending life is easy. Not pretending I have no struggles. But with quiet confidence, knowing you are with me. When fear starts filling my mind, be my peace.
When insecurity becomes loud, remind me who I am. When I feel small, help me remember that I am still your child. Give me strength for the things weighing on me right now. Strength for the responsibilities I carry every day. Strength for the silent battles nobody else knows about. Strength to keep going without losing hope. And Lord, please heal the places inside me that have become tired from disappointment. Heal the parts of my heart that started believing negative things about myself. Heal the exhaustion that comes from trying so hard all the time. Teach me how to rest in your presence again. Teach me how to breathe again. Teach me how to trust that you are still working, even when life feels uncertain. I don't need every answer tonight. I don't need everything to suddenly become perfect. I just need to know you are here. And somehow, that changes everything. Because if you are still with me, then I can keep going. If you are still holding me, then I don't have to be afraid of tomorrow. If you still call me yours, then discouragement does not get the final word over my life. I'm here, Lord, still learning, still healing, still trying. And even in this tired season, I want to keep walking with you, slowly, honestly, one step at a time. Thank you for loving me, even when I struggle to love myself. Thank you for not giving up on me. Thank you for staying near through every anxious thought, every quiet tear, every exhausting day. Tonight, I choose to rest in the truth that I'm not alone. You are still beside me, still guiding me, still loving me. And maybe for the first time in a while, my heart can finally breathe a little again. I don't have to rush. I don't have to carry everything alone. You are here. And that is enough. Amen.